How's everybody doing today, this morning, afternoon, depending on where you're at? I don't know about you guys, but I could easily go for another hour of the cure. So anyway, but that's just me. Anyway, I'm excited to have this training today. This is something that I've thought about for a long time, and I was just kind of waiting for rNetwork to kind of get to a certain place. And after I saw a lot of these stores being added on, like Nike, can you believe it? And we just signed a deal with Nike. And if people are wondering about rNetwork and where they're headed and things of that sort, you have any questions, hopefully they're starting to become answered more and more. I can tell you something right now. These guys definitely know what they're doing, and this is going to be the ride of your life, everybody. But I want to help everybody capitalize on this and help you build the biggest team you could possibly build, because this is important. This is a potential legacy for you. This is a company that is going to be around, I believe, for a very, very long time. And I do believe that they have the makings to be, and this is a bold statement, they have the makings to be the largest network marketing company ever, period, because of their, not just their abilities, but the plan. The plan is so great, the vision, and I'm starting to see everything kind of tie together on the programming side, the coding. And what people need to understand is they built this from scratch. They started with nothing. They didn't use third party this, third party that. They built this from scratch. And it's so important to understand that, because that actually helps the value of a company, because everything is their own. It's their stuff. And this is just so exciting. So I'm going to take the first 3 minutes of this and allow you to listen to one of the best of the best. In my opinion, this gentleman, Brian Tracy, is one of the best sales trainers out there. I absolutely love his messaging. I love his tone. I love everything about this guy. I've been studying him for years, and many others. And in fact, as we go through this training today, one thing I want you to keep in mind, and I want you to really, you should write down these 7 steps. And even go down to step 4, take excellent care of your physical self. You would never think you would hear that from a salesperson, or like, how is that going to make me a better salesperson? I promise you it does. Anybody that knows me, I've been in sales for years and years and years. I'm also a flipping workoutaholic. Okay, I love being in shape. I love being healthy because it helps you mentally, helps you physically, energy, everything. The law of attraction is real. It is real as the day is long. And you only promote and sell and present as good as you feel. And there is a lot of truth to that. And I'm telling you, I've been up and down with surgeries, different things over the years. And I'm telling you, when I'm feeling good, everything is better, from my rNetwork business to pretty much everything in my life. So there's a lot of truth. I love the fact that Brian Tracy, one of my idols in sales, basically says the same thing. So anyway, I'm going to take a few moments and play this short clip from Brian Tracy, or just these words, and take 3 minutes and take some really good notes. Listen carefully.
We say that there are 7 secrets to sales success. These factors are practiced by all of the highest paid salespeople every day. The regular application of these principles is virtually guaranteed to move you to the top of your field and enable you to achieve your career and financial goals. The first secret to sales success is to get serious. Make a decision to go all the way to the top of your field. There's no one and nothing that can hold you back from being the best and achieving your career goals except yourself once you get serious. Second, identify your limiting skill to sales success. Identify the weakest single skill that's holding you back and make a plan to become absolutely excellent in this area. Ask yourself and your boss, what one skill, if I developed and did it consistently in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on my sales? Whatever your answer to this question, write it down, set a deadline, make a plan, and then work on developing that skill every day. This decision alone can change your life. The third secret to sales success is to get around the right people. Associate with men and women who are going somewhere with their lives. Get away from negative people. They drag you down, they tire you out, they distract you, and they discourage you. And they lead you inevitably to underachievement and failure. Fourth, take excellent care of your physical health. You need high levels of energy to sell effectively and to bounce back from continual rejection and discouragement. Be sure to eat the right foods and get the right amount of exercise and get plenty of rest and recreation. The fifth secret is to visualize yourself as one of the top salespeople in your field. Imagine yourself performing at your best all day long. Imagine achieving your career goals. These clear mental pictures pre-program your mind and motivate you to sell at your best in any situation. Sixth, practice a positive attitude and positive self-talk continually. Control your inner dialogue. Talk to yourself the way you want to be talked to. Say things like, I like myself. I love my work. I'm the best. I can do it. Keep talking to yourself. Be your own cheerleader. The seventh and final secret to sales success is for you to take positive action towards your career goals every single day. Be proactive rather than reactive. Grab the bull by the horns. If you're not happy with your income, get out there and get face-to-face with more customers. If you're not happy with any part of your life, accept responsibility and take charge. By following my 7 secrets to sales success, you'll develop a positive attitude and you'll be happier and more effective. The more you take control of your entire life, you're virtually guaranteed that you will achieve your career goals, be one of the top performers, and one of the highest paid people in your field. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share it with your friends.
Okay, so coming from Brian Tracy, I'm telling you, he's one of the most successful out there. This guy's incredible, and I love what he says. And let's go, we did a training a couple of weeks ago, the art of the invite. And on this list, identify your greatest weaknesses and decide to make them your greatest strengths. I would tell you right now, in this industry, let's focus on money-making activities. What are they? They're the events, they're the phone calls, the prospect calls. I can't tell you how many emails I receive and texts I receive. John, thank you. I had a prospect listen to your call or Laura's call or Sharon's call or Rudy's call or somebody else's call, and they signed up. They asked the 2 to 3 questions just like you said they would. I answered them and they signed up. You got them to a money-making activity. What if one of your greatest weaknesses is the invite? Go watch that Art of the Invite. We teach you how to invite people at a high level and just practice and practice and practice and get so darn good at it that you become excellent at it. And then let the closers close. And then what you need to do, understand in sales, it's steps. Because I can tell you one thing about this business right now. This is a sales business. If anybody tells you, oh, you don't have to be decent at sales, don't listen to them. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You have to at least be decent at it. I don't think you have to be the greatest salesperson in the world, but you have to be decent at it. And you have to understand basics. And that's what we're talking about today, is understanding the sales basics. And we'll get into some other stuff as well and kind of gauge to see where you're at so you can work on those areas of weakness. Because if you're already good at something else, okay, well, that's great. Focus on your weaknesses and don't be afraid to focus on those weaknesses, because those are what is holding you back from making more money. Your weaknesses are what is holding you back. We all have to take personal responsibilities at sometime in our life. I'll tell you a little story. Years ago when I was in high school, I was wrestling, and I was living in southern Georgia at the time, and I went down, gosh, I can't remember what, Macon or wherever it was. I can't remember the town. Anyway, I went out there, and I was feeling pretty good at myself. I was undefeated at the time that year, and I went into this match feeling pretty good, and I lost. I I over pursued on one of my moves. I knew it. The guy underhooked me. He got me on my back, and but I was just stubborn. I wasn't going to get pinned, and I remember he had me on my back for a minute and 15 seconds, and he didn't pin me, and I just fought and I fought. I knew I was going to lose because it was the third round, and I was down on points, but I didn't want to get pinned, and I wanted to show my team that I had fight. And I remember doing that, and I held him off for a minute and 15 seconds, and I remember him. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so strong," and I'm like, "Well, my shoulder was hurting for about a week because I was just like holding it up." But it drove me crazy that I lost that match. And I sat there and I analyzed it and I analyzed it and I studied and I told myself, okay, that move, whatever I did, I overshot, I over pursued. That was a weakness, and I made that a strength. And I met him in the regional finals, and I beat him in the regional finals. And I remembered that one move, and I focused on that, and I practiced that over and over and over again until I got so darn good at it. And I did it on him again because I thought, hey, it's got to work on him. If it doesn't work on him, that means I didn't perfect it, right? And I aced that move, and I beat him with that move. The same move he countered and beat me with, I was brave enough to go out because I knew I had mastered it. Okay, that's the mindset you've got to have in sales or as an entrepreneur in business. Is you've got to humble yourself. You know, hey, I'm weak in this area. I've got to get better, and just focus on that area. Again, in network marketing, a lot of times that area is the art of the invite. That's why we did that training. Get so darn good at inviting people. You don't have to be an amazing closer yet. And if you're really, really darn good at inviting, you always have people show up, then great. Then move to the next phase. And that might be the presentations. Become really good at that. Become good at Facebook Lives. Become good at closing. Just take that next step, baby steps. You're not going to perfect it overnight. It's not going to happen. But guess what? Here's the good news. You've got time. The average business takes 3 to 5 years to reach maturity and critical mass. So why on God's green earth would you quit after 3 to 5 months? When you know we've got decades and decades and decades of proof that it takes 3 to 5 years for the average company to reach maturity and hit critical mass. So who am I to quit after 3 months, 5 months? I'm not rewriting history. What do I know that history doesn't know? We have time to tone, to perfect our skills, to skill up. We call it in sales, skill up. Get better, get better, get better. And take this time and build, and you might be building slowly right now, and that's fine. You might not be building at all right now, that's fine. Identify what it is you need to do. Take that personal responsibility. We'll help you. When we say, hey, we're going to help you, we're going to reach out, you can't expect everyone to build for you. You've got to do your part. That's one thing that drives me crazy sometimes in this industry. I hear, well, we'll do it all for you. You're going to get all this spillover. You're going to get this. Well, you may, it depends. There's a lot of variables and things. And once it hits critical mass, you may get some spillover. Who know? I don't know. You know, you never know, but I never bank on it. I've had zero. I was at the very, very top. I've had zero spillover because I built so fast. When they sign people up in corporate or whatever level, it never reached me. It never got me because I was so far out in front of it. And that's the mindset. Okay, and I'm going to teach you a lot of different concepts and a lot of different things. So also, you've got to understand, and the reason I'm telling you this stuff, think about it for a moment. The more confident you are in our network and in your business, people, it resonates. So you got to make this decision quickly. At some point, you got to make this decision. Is that juice or that pill versus a global participation place? Which one will hit critical mass? Which one is most likely to be around in 10 years, in 20 years? Which one out of the two is most likely going to be the one that's going to be your legacy build? Partners like Nike coming to us, Staples, GNC, we're opening our own bank. We're going to have a card that you get paid on. We're going to have discounted and all sorts of medical things, pharmacy, security, discounted banking. Which of these two do you believe in your heart of hearts will reach critical mass and sustain itself over a long period of time? Okay, because if you don't believe it, guess what? Neither will your prospects. If you have any doubt, it's like the hunter. When you watch the animal kingdom, you watch these animals hunting, what are they always looking for? They're looking for the weak one in the pack, right? They're looking for the weak one, or the one that's kind of, off a little bit. He's 100 yards away from everybody else, whatever. Oh, he's an easy target. There's my victim. That's you as a salesperson that has no confidence. You're the weak one in the pack. Okay, you've got to skill up. You've got to practice and expect to be bad at first. It's okay. I told my son, I said, you know what? I will be so proud of you. He was talking about wrestling. I said, okay, great. If you want to do it, do it. But he came to me at age 15 and said, I want to wrestle. I looked at him and I didn't say, okay, well, go out and do your best. Of course, I said, do your best. But do you know what I told him? I looked him right in the eyes and I said, expect to lose, and lose often, and lose a lot your first year or two. You're going to lose, and you're going to lose a lot. Why? Because you're going up against kids that have been doing it since they were 5 years old, 6 years. I started when I was 6 years old. So by the time I hit high school, I was lucky. But a lot of people didn't. So I said, you're going to probably get your butt kicked for the first year or two. It's okay. It's okay, because you will skill up. You'll get better. You can only get better by working with people who are better than you. You are only as good as your competition. And here in our network, we have a lot of trainers. We have a lot of being plugged in and doing all those things, helping you plug in and learn and hone those skills and be humble and be hungry. What did Brian Tracy say? Expect to be the best. The top producers have that mindset. I will be in the top, period, end of story. That's why they get there. You're not going to outwork me. That's my mentality. You won't outwork me, period. That's what you need to be saying to yourself. Okay, because that's the way it works. We live in a dog-eat-dog world. We've got to be a dog. We've got to be a hunter, not the hunted. So I've got a couple typos on here. I apologize for that, but that's okay. It's the content right now. Which model gives you your customer a better deal experience? Obviously, the global mall, because they're getting discounts, they're getting savings, they're sharing revenue. They're not buying something that you've got to understand what you've got, what you're offering. And once you understand what you have, then you have one decision to make. Are you an entrepreneur or not? Because if yes, it's time to act like an entrepreneur. Because entrepreneurs, they're ambitious. They overcome fears. They make a total commitment to success. A total commitment to success. That means they don't drop out in 3 months or 5 months, especially knowing when it takes every startup business, just about all of them, 3 to 5 years to mature. Those are the facts. That's what it takes. So they understand that. They put their heart and soul into what they do, and they thrill their customers, and they live it, they breathe it, it becomes a part of them. And that's where success comes. And as Brian Tracy likes to say, it's inevitable at that point. Once you get to that level, it's inevitable because you've put yourself in that position. But here's an interesting slide right here. Are we selling a membership or a business opportunity? I watched Dave's live this morning, and I loved a couple things he said. And it's funny because I wrote this the other day, and I watched that live, and I'm like, hey, we're kind of on the same page here. Are we selling a membership or a business opportunity? Think about that for a minute. Right now, what we're selling a membership. We're sharing a business opportunity, but we're selling a membership. When I owned Massage Envy, I owned a couple clinics. $39 a month. What were they paying for? They're paying for one massage, right? I wasn't a therapist, but I had many therapists, whatever. They paid for that, the membership fee, because we were giving them the immediate benefit. Vasa Fitness, now, well, Gold's Gym, now Vasa Fitness here in Utah, $20 a month. They're receiving immediate benefit. If you do not show your prospects, and I'm gonna talk to you about how to learn to identify who is a prospect, who is a customer, who is a member, and who is a builder, because they're different. They're not all one and the same. You've got to learn to identify who is who, so you know what to present to who. You don't go present a business opportunity to your friend down the street that you know has been an employee his or her entire life, and they absolutely hate network marketing. They hate this, they hate that. Why would I present a business opportunity to them? Why don't I go sell them a membership? Why don't I go talk to them for 5-10 minutes, find out what their needs are, find where I can help them save some money, and help them save money as a member, not as a fan, as a member. Because if they're paying $50 a month and they're saving over $100 on average, that's a customer and that's a charter member. That's not a fan. Fan, they don't have enough skin in the game. You know how many fans I have in my organization right now? 1. And guess what? I didn't sign them up. I've signed up 0 fans. I have charter member, because I show them the benefit of becoming a charter member, even over and above the business opportunity. When I own these Massage Envies, we were number 1 and 2 in the country in growth. Number 1, I had 2 clinics. We were number 1 and 2 because I taught a simple concept. Show them the benefit of the membership. Why would I pay you $39 a month? I need a benefit. What is in it for me? Why would I do it? And I had my staff trained, and from the therapist to the front desk, and we ran it like a clock. And we were signing people up left and right, okay? Because of the benefit. Not, oh, massage makes you feel good. No. When you go in there and say, well, okay, it can make you be less sore. No. You understand. They have the service done, right? They get a massage done. They come in, they read their chart. And then they explain to them, okay, this is my lower back's hurting, whatever it may be. And we did a whole deal with them where we spent 15-20 minutes and just said, look, this is how it's going to help with the blood flow. This is how it's going to and we would ask them a lot of questions, because without us asking, we're just guessing. We're just throwing stuff out there. The worst question you can ask is the one you don't ask, right? You have to ask questions. So timing is essential in this business. Think about this right now. We just signed on with Nike. Okay, people are excited. Great, Nike. Well, you might talk to somebody, they love Adidas. They love Reebok. They don't care about Nike. So is it appealing to them? No. What appeals to them? What is it in our network that's going to appeal to them? Not to you. I love Nike personally. I've been wearing Nikes for years. I love them. But that's me. But again, when it comes to, I'll tell you right now, I didn't change my phone, rMobile. There's thousands of testimonials. I like Verizon because I like the fact, I'm around, I'm all over the place. I had a real estate appraisal company and things of that sort. And we drive here, we drive there. I'm all over the place traveling with this. I need great coverage. I didn't mind spending. I spend a lot more than I would spend, but to me, it didn't make sense to switch. That was me personally. To others, they want to save that $50 a month, $70, $100, whatever it may be. They'll switch. Now, to me, where did I benefit? I bought a car. I saved a lot of money on 2 cars. I saved money on travel. I saved money. I'm a very happy customer. So, of course, I'm like, well, if I'm a happy customer, well, then, of course, I can turn this into a business opportunity because I have a real testimonial. How many of us have even used the savings? How many of us have people on our teams that have saved money? How many of us are even using it? Or are we doing what other people do in other network marketing companies, saying, well, this juice is good and all. I mean, I barely drink it, but it's great, but it's just a technicality to make us legal, blah, 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 blah. How many of us are doing that? How many of us are working our network with that mindset? Because if you do, you've got to stop. Use our network. Use the membership. You're paying for it. Go get the benefit over and above the commissions. Why would you pay Costco $60 a year? You pay Costco $60 a year because you receive an immediate benefit. Why did you, as a customer, consumer, buy that? Because you got a benefit out of it. So why aren't we showing our prospects the benefits before we're throwing up on them to sign them up for business opportunity? And are we offering it to the right people? And we'll get to that in a later slide, because I'm going to show you how to identify who those people are. Who should you offer the business to versus who should you offer the membership to, or both, or whatever. Okay, who are they? Who are these people? What questions have you asked? What do they want? What do they need? What are their goals? Have you ever sat down and talked to somebody for 10 minutes before you threw rNetwork at them? What are their goals? Are they content where they're at? Do they want more money? Are they looking for a viable business option? What are they looking for? Are they a business-minded person? Are they an entrepreneur? Are they a customer? Who are they? And then circle back when you can fulfill their needs. Because right now, the first step is finding out what their needs are. What do they want? Do they want to save on a phone? Do they want to save on a car? Would they like to save on prescriptions, medications? How do you know unless you ask them? Do they travel a lot? Would they like to save on hotels? Would they like to save on dining? Would they like to save on whatever we have? Or would they like to save on something we don't have yet? Okay, well, if we don't have anything that appeals to them yet, okay, fine. Put them on the back burner, circle back, and when you have it, say, hey, Gerald, or whatever their name was. Remember we talked a month ago and you told me you were really interested in this? Well, guess what? Now we have health benefits. Guess what? Now we have security benefits. Guess what? Now we have a discounted bank. Guess what? Now we have this. That appeals to him because it's what you talked to him about a month ago. So then circle back and get him as a customer charter member, not a fan, a charter member, because he sees the value of paying the $50 a month now. Until they can see the value of what you're presenting, they won't sign up. They won't. Because you haven't given them the value. You haven't helped them see the value of it. You've got to ask them questions, screen them a little bit. And then, are they a business-minded person? Ask them, are you a business-minded person? Do you like doing other businesses? What businesses have you done in the past? What has worked for you? What have you fallen on your face on? Why do you think that is? That was one of the best questions to ask somebody. Well, I tried this kind of business before. Well, what do you mean? Okay, explain, elaborate. What do you mean this type of business? What did you sell? What was it? Humor me here. Well, I sold this juice. Okay, great. Well, go ahead and don't say, well, it's not this kind of business, because really it is and it isn't, because they may have had a matrix, but they sold the juice. I said, okay, cool, tell me about it. What were your struggles? What made it hard? What made it easy? Where did you have success? Where did you fall on your face? You got to learn about this person. If I can show you a product I believe is more appealing for others, would you be open to learn about it? Because I don't want you to go through those struggles again. I don't want you to sell that juice again. You just told me all these stories. Okay, I get it. But if I were to show you another product or service or multiple products and services that may appeal to more of the masses, would you be open to it? Right? How do I even know to ask that question if I haven't heard him or her explain to me what they've done in the past? I don't know. Don't throw up on people. Don't assume. Just ask those questions. And they'll say, oh, okay, yeah. Well, what is it? What's your product? Okay, well, it's a participation marketplace. What in the world is that? Well, glad you asked. It's a place where you can go and buy oodles and oodles of different products, services, but you can save here, you can save there, you can earn commission here, you can earn commission there. What do you like? What do you like? I don't know. I like shoes. Okay, great. Go to Nike. Go to Shoe Carnival. Just go into the Global Mall and click on shoes, footwear. You'll see it and say, see this little TCR? What do you think that means? I don't know. Well, it means every time you buy a pair of shoes, you earn a commission. Really? Well, that's kind of cool. Well, it gets better. Anytime you refer somebody to buy these pairs of shoes, you earn a commission. Okay, great. What if they're into mobile phones? Okay, hey, check out this cool rMobile we have over here. What if they're in the cars? Oh, hey, check out this thing called rAuto. Yeah, all you do is fill out this form and you may receive a discount on a car. Find out what they want. Fill a need, like Warren Buffett always says, fill a need. Because if they can see the value of paying the $50, that's great. And then again, are you open to referring other people to it? I want to see if I'm dealing with an entrepreneur, a business person, or just a customer. I want to see who I'm dealing with. Because A, I want to see if I want them on my front line or not, number one. Number two, I want to see how far I can go with this person. How far can I build? If I sign up a bunch of people that are only customers, that are just customer-minded, employee-minded, and they're totally locked, my team's not going to grow very quickly. It's just not. And if I'm not at that level that I'm competent and confident, a business-minded person, they won't spend more than 2 minutes with me. They'll say, good luck, shake my hand, and say, okay, they're probably thinking, opportunity sounds great. Now, if I can only find somebody in this opportunity that knows what they're doing. That's what they're thinking. Okay, it's just the truth. They want to work with somebody that they feel can help them lift their business up. You've got to be competent. You've got to be confident. Going back to the previous slides, you've got to want this so bad you can taste it. And you got to live it and you got to breathe it. That's why I always tell people, and I warn them against, 20 different opportunities at one time. How can you live and breathe an opportunity? You got to make a decision. Is that participation marketplace going to be around longer than this other group or this other company? And most likely it will be. Guys like Trent, they don't fail. Some of these guys that have built multiple businesses have made a lot of money for themselves, and other people, they know what they're doing. And it does take a while to put together. They've got to build the foundation. We were told by Troy in the beginning, we're going to have bumps in the road for the first year or so. Have we? Yes, of course. Every company does. But we have to, as entrepreneurs, say, okay, you know what? I see where this is going. I'm comfortable. I'm confident. And you don't want to be the weak one in the pack, right? You want to be the hunter, not the hunted. That's the mentality you've got to have. So when I'm talking to these people, another great question, what are you looking for in a business? You're open-minded. What are you looking for in a business opportunity? I'll tell you why I asked that question. You have to have their 100% buy-in. Because if you can answer that question, when they answer that question to you and you can give them, so I'll give you a perfect example. What are you looking for in a business opportunity? I don't know. I like to be able to offer something that is affordable. I would like to be able to give people options. I would like just listen to what their answers are and then come back to them and say, oh, great, those are great answers. Check this out. Now you know where to steer that conversation. Let's talk about them all first. And let's go over here. Let's talk about those options you mentioned. Okay, let's talk about this over here. How cool would it be to lock arms and share revenue in banking and in prescription medications and in this and in this? Check out these options that we have. And then they might say, well, would that be overwhelming to people? And say, it could be. However, let's simplify this. We're just a marketplace. Is Amazon complicated? They'll say, no. Say, well, why isn't it complicated? They have millions and millions and millions of items. Is that complicated? No, because it's streamlined. We are the same way. You just plug it in the marketplace. You buy from us instead of them. You buy from us instead of them. You save money and you can earn commission. There's a difference. Is that complicated? No. Is that a good business plan? Yes. You get their opinion on what they're looking for in a business. I'm looking for good leaders. Okay, great. Let me tell you about Trent. I'm looking for sustainability. Okay, great. Let me tell you about our partners, our vendors. Is Nike sustainable? is overstock? Have they been around? I want a place that's been around a while. Okay, look at our partners. Look how long these guys have been around. You can't answer questions you don't know. You have to ask these questions. What do they want? What do they need? What are their goals? And say, you know what? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Let's start you out with the membership, a charter membership. You may not be in it to build a massive team right now. I understand it. I totally get it. That's not your thing. No problem. But let's save you some money, shall we? And go save their butts $100. Go save them $150. Get them on the membership. Get them in, and then eventually just say, you know what? How's it going for you? Follow up with them every once in a while. And then go and say, hey, you know what? Are you ready to refer anybody? Have you had a good experience? I would call them and say, you know what? I'd love to get a testimonial from you. You know, I know you're not building a business right now, but I'd love to get your testimonial, your thoughts on your savings. Will you share those with me? Okay, great. And then guess what you're doing? You're engaging them. They're becoming more and more engaged. This is what the pros do. And then once you find that like-minded person, that entrepreneur, when they see it, you shared enough information with them, they'll say, hey, they're ready to run. Run. I'll say, okay, great. This is what you need to do. Plug into our trainings, get into our systems. Let's learn the product. Let's do this together, and let's run. That's the kind of stuff you've got to do. But if you don't know who they are because you didn't ask enough questions, that's on you. You need to know where to put them in your organization. You need to know what to promote to them, to share with them. Okay, so we went over 3 to 5 years to profit. This is what's really cool. If an average member is dropping out in 90 days, these guys aren't entrepreneurs. They're just not. They're average members. That's why it says average. 1 to 3% of our population out-earns the other 97%. Is that because they have rich parents? No. Maybe some cases, but not all. There are a lot of self-made people out there. Give it the proper amount of time. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be patient. Self-improvement is a must. Focus and drive. What did Brian Tracy say? Every single day, take positive action towards your business, towards yourself. Get better. I'll tell you another story. This one's very recent. I read a post on Facebook, and a good friend of mine, I love this guy to death. In fact, if anybody wants to learn karate in Salt Lake, here's a plug for him. Go to his karate studio in Sandy. He's the best. Colton Nilsson, I'm telling you, he's incredible. But it was funny because Bobby Lawrence Karate, Sandy, Utah. I'm just telling you, throwing that out there. You're welcome, Colton. So anyway, he went out and he was messing around. He did, 200 push-ups in 30 minutes, and he was out in their field, and he posted on Facebook. And I looked at my son, I said, oh, challenge accepted. He didn't challenge me. I just said, challenge accepted. So I went out there and I said, all right, I want to see how many I can do in 30 minutes. So I ended up doing, I think it was like 402 push-ups in 15 minutes. Not too bad for a 46-year-old old-timer. And I looked at my son and I said, you know, I bet I can do better than that. I bet I can do 500. I bet I can do more. Then I'm like, I wonder how many I can do in a minute. So I did it in a minute. I got up to 93 in a minute. So then I looked at my son. I said, all right, self-improvement, Dawson. I said, Dawson, do as many as you can do in a minute. He bumped out 72. 16 years old, 72 in a minute. That's a lot. I said, all right, let's make it better. What do you want it to be next week? Want it to be 80, 90? Well, throw a number out there. And let's work towards it. And let's improve. So now we're doing like 30-second intervals. We just both busted out 57 push-ups in 30 seconds because our goal is over 100 in a minute. And we're like, well, we got to get up to 60 because we know the second 30 seconds are going to be harder than the first 30 seconds because we're going to wear down a little bit. So maybe we can only do 40, whatever it may be. But we're always, and then the point is, well, it's not the push-ups. It's a mentality. It's a mindset. It's like, we got to make this number better. How do I improve on this number? And to improve on this number, I got to work on it a little bit all the time, right? If you're not seeing the revenue you want to see, you got to work on it a little bit every single day. Find out, again, go back to those weaknesses and say, this is where I'm weak. I need to get better at the infight or whatever it may be. I need to get better at asking follow-up questions. I need to dig a little deeper with my prospects. There's always something you can improve at. And you got to have the patience and the focus, and the drive has to be there. The passion's got to be there. The passion is going to come with the confidence. When you start making a little bit of money, you're going to have more passion. But here's one of the biggest mistakes we make. What sounds good, but, and I'm not talking about when you're going to sign up. I'm talking about these are conversations in your head. You put your plan together, you put it on paper, you're out there. Here's Wednesday morning, you wake up. Well, I had the plan to do this, but I got this party I got to go to, but the company is great idea, but I want to do it. But every time you say but, you're going backwards. You're going down the steps. You're not going up the stairs. Every single time you say but, you are going backwards. And negativity will never, ever attract positivity. It will never happen. Stop saying but. There are no buts. Okay? You are going up or you are going down. That's it. If you're not working on yourself to improve all the time, whether it's in life, whether it's in religion, whether it's in whatever, finances, let me tell you another thing. Here's a secret. Write this down. I'm going to teach you something my uncle taught me years ago. He was a CPA and he used to teach us budgeting class. And he said, go out and get a money drawer and have all of these different categories in your money drawer. I said, I know people don't deal with cash all the time, but follow me with this. And he said, put this as your vacation fund. Here's your bills. Here's your entertainment. Here's this. Here's that. And break it all up and take the cash out and put it in. And if you don't have it, don't do it. If you don't have $1,500 in your vacation fund, if you only have $1,100 in there after 3 months, then go on a vacation for $1,100 bucks. Don't stretch it to 15. Don't steal from this drawer to pay out of this drawer. Don't do it. And I did that for a while. And I tell you, one of the best things I ever did in my life. Because it taught me how to budget. It taught me how self-discipline. It taught me how to say, oh, you know what? This drawer is not big enough. Because I put X amount every month into this. Whatever was left over would go to the vacation. After savings, after retirement, whatever, the leftovers would go here. So instead of just go, oh, I'm going to go out on this big week-long beach vacation and that I can't afford, which most people do, right? Learn how to be disciplined. Go out and do something like that. Whatever, X goes here, X goes here, X goes here. At the end of every month, your extra goes here. That's your play money because it's extra. Put it here. Put it towards, whatever. A little, something that simple. And man, did it teach me a lot. Learned a lot. And he was very successful because he was very frugal. He was very smart with his money. He still, to the penny, knows what he spends every month. He's a multimillionaire, and he can tell you to the penny what he spends every month. That's how anal he is about it. And I'll tell you, a lot of people that have money are the same way. That's how they got the money. Same thing applies in business. You've got to be anal. You've got to focus, and you've got to say, look, this is what I'm going to do every stinking day. And I'm going to ask myself, am I getting better or do I still suck? Because I could tell you right now, we're all going to be bad when we start. All of us. If you start something brand new, you're going to suck. I mean, you might have glimpses of here where you're pretty good for a while, but you know what? Embrace the suck. Who cares? Don't worry. If somebody tells you no, good. It means maybe, why did they tell me no? Analyze. Why did they tell me no? What was it that I did? Where did I mess up on that conversation? Analyze it. Learn from it. And do it again and again and again. Like Brian and Tracy would say, go out and get 100 no's. That's the best thing you can ever do. Become numb from the word no. So it's meaningless. When I turned 19 years old, I knocked on doors for 2 years. 2 years teaching people about religion. You know how many times I heard no? 99.99999% of the time. I heard a lot worse terms than no. I heard a lot of things. But I became numb to it. It was mean. I'm like, no, what does no even mean anymore? I don't even know what no means anymore. I became totally numb to it because I put myself out there in a situation that was very uncomfortable. And now it's not a big deal. I can go knock doors. I can do cold calls. I can do whatever you ask me to do. I can do it. No problem. None. Because I put myself in that position. Fail fast, fail often, fail daily, and live to fail. Embrace the suck. Do not take rejection personally, ever. It's not personal. If somebody tells you no, it's not personal. Let failure become your mentor and belief becomes reality. What do I mean by that? Well, eventually, no is going to be meaningless to you. It's not going to matter. There's over 7 billion people in this world. You need 3. 3. And they need 3. 10 if you want to become a founder. Out of billions, you're going to hear no. I hear no every once in a while. I don't care. I'm like, all right, whatever. They're not ready. Maybe I'll circle back. Going back to the previous slide, I'll circle back. And I also, when people say no, I say, all right, you tell me what you want. You tell me what you like to see. If we can deliver on that a month from now, 2 from now, can we have this? Can we circle back and have this conversation? Sure, John, we can. Okay. So it's not even a no. It's a not yet. Turn your no's into not yets. This is, I'm telling you, if you do this and you track things and you learn it and you embrace the suck and you know, and I'll tell you, one of my favorite guys to work with here, I won't say his name because I don't want to embarrass him, but he taught me, he said, John, I told myself I wouldn't be very good at this when I first started. And I was just going to listen to yourself and the leaders and people that build big teams, and I was going to implement those things. And guess what? He's got a team of a few thousand people right now. And he's never had success in MLM before, ever. He embraced it. He said, look, it's going to be, I'm going to have to learn from scratch. I may suck for a while, but that's okay. I'm okay with that because I am going to improve, and he has gotten a lot better. A lot better. And you see it in his numbers. You see it in his income. You have to be willing to go through this right here, because if you're not, you're never going to get to the next level, ever. You will stop yourself. No one else will. So businesses are built in stages. Why would yours be any different? We have the idea, the concept. So now let's talk about our network a little bit. Every business starts with a concept or an idea. Then the foundation and formulation, which is where we're at right now. We're in the foundation. So you as an entrepreneur need to build your foundation. And part of that is education. Part of that is learning to suck. And part of that is learning to embrace the suck and self-improve. That's where you're at right now. That's where many of us, I'm always looking to improve more. I've been in sales for decades. There will never be the perfect salesman. He doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a perfect salesman. Does not exist. Get that through. You don't have to be the perfect salesman. You just have to learn that failure is good. It's fine because it drives you to become better. It's how you react to that failure that defines you. That's what matters. And it's the patience. It's a long suffering. It's all you read it all the time. You hear all the time on these videos and these motivational speakers. They all have a story, don't they? All of them. But they're all on stages talking to thousands of people making millions of dollars, but they all have a story. Where are you at in your story? And how are you going to change it to write the next chapter? The next chapter, here's what's awesome. It hasn't been written yet. You haven't written it yet. What is your next chapter going to look like? That's up to you. I can train, I can teach, I can do this all day, every day. It won't matter if you don't have it in yourself to say, listen, darn it, it's about dang time I write my own life. I take control. I don't want to be an employee forever. I don't want to be in this rat race. I have to change it. All I need is a real opportunity. Well, guess what? You've got one. If it's good enough for Nike, it's good enough for you. If it's good enough for Staples and GNC and a bank and all this, it's good enough for you. If it's good enough for multi-billion and million-dollar industries, it's good enough for you. Now you need to make that decision and say, listen, It's my time. I found the right one. I found my legacy build. Now I need to level up. I need to skill up, and I need to do this. Because we're in the foundation formulation stages of this. That's where you're at. Prepare yourself for the mass adoption. Get ready for the growth and the market share, the stability. Then, once a company becomes stable, they rebrand. And do you know why they rebrand? So they can grow even more. And let me tell you a little secret. The field always runs faster than corporate. Go back to the slide we talked about, but. Well, but why isn't this out yet? But what about this one? Well, guess what? We have thousands of people versus 5 people. Who's going to run faster? Allow corporate to catch up to the field. I've got meetings with corporate this next week, and we are going over line item after line item after line item. This is what the field needs. We need this, we need this, we need this, and this. Communication is going to get better. Everything's going to get better. But they're still in that foundation formula. They know what's needed. And as people like myself and other members that have come to me and stuff, I got a whole slew of notes to go with them. And we're going to help them catch up to us. But so what if we're running faster than they are? That's not a knock on corporate. That doesn't make them bad. Do you know what it makes them? It makes them like every other company on God's green earth. They all are slower than the field. The field always runs faster than corporate because guess what? We don't have to do in the field. We don't have to do the coding. We don't have to do the programming. We don't have to sign the contracts. We don't have to do the negotiating. We don't have to do all that stuff. Corporate does. They're always going to run slower. It is a fact. Live with it. What are you doing to grow your organization based off of what we have right now and what we have coming? That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. All the other stuff will come. It'll come. Trent hasn't forgotten how to build a business. He hasn't forgotten. Get but out of your vocabulary. The best thing you can do, get but and just kick that but right out of your vocabulary. Get rid of it. You don't need it. It's going to slow you down and it's going to impede your progress and it will make it so you never find success. That's what happens. Set the proper expectations and be patient. Use your time wisely. And don't worry if I have a couple typos in the here. So what? You know what? I don't care. I have a lot to do every week. I throw this thing together. I have a couple typos. You know what? There's no perfect salesman, right? But even with these typos and stuff I have a team of almost 18,000 members. Take that, typo. And growing every day because I refuse to lose. I've got the mindset. And here's another thing that's real cool. Perceived perception is real. The law of attraction is real. People don't just say it to sound fancy. It's real. You matter more than the product does. You matter more than the service. If I go to someone and say, here's a business opportunity for you, I ask them all the questions. I see where I need to plug this person in. Is this person a customer? Is this an entrepreneur? Is it a business person trying to become an entrepreneur? Who is this person? What am I working with? Who am I working with? What am I dealing with? How do I plug this person in? Where's the best fit for him or her? Because if you don't put them in the best fit, they won't do anything. That's why you got to ask those questions on those previous slides, right? You matter more because they're looking at you. You are the first impression of our network. They know nothing about our network. They know you. You are the first impression. That's why you need to improve every single day. You are the partner, their mentor, their coach, their support. It's you. It is all about you. So if you're not prepared because you're saying, well, but what about this? If they see you go online and complain about something, they see you write a negative comment in one of our groups, what are they thinking? And what does that do to your mindset? Self-promotion is crucial. Self-growth is crucial. In fact, it's mandatory if you want to have a successful business. You have to improve. Because you're either going forwards or you're going backwards. You're not stalemate. Nobody is stalemate. They're going up or they're going down. Everything else is secondary. That's something we all have to learn. humility, winning teams. We're a team. We're not individuals. Our network is a group of individuals, but it's a giant team. The Revvolutionaries, we're a team. Remember, we were going out when we were using Revvolutionaries like crazy. We were growing like crazy. I've seen the numbers. We were growing like crazy. And then some people actually start complaining and say, well, I've heard your name in a video a few times. So what? Every team needs a leader. You hear Trent's name. Do I hear people complain when Trent's name is mentioned? You know, if you don't want my name mentioned in a video, fine. Make your own video. Become the leader of your faction, of your group, of your niche, of your clique. It's fine. The more leaders, the better. But it's okay. Because I don't care. I could care less if they say my name ever or not. It doesn't matter to me. But I love the team concept of it. Why? Because a team promotes support. It promotes a winning attitude and an environment. It's called a culture. We're creating a culture that you could plug into. I spoke with a gentleman right before this call, and he said, I have friends that have 7 McDonald's franchises. And McDonald's says, you have to do it this way. They've created a culture, a structure that they follow. Even though they have multiple stores, they've had tremendous amount of success, they still cannot deviate from that model, that culture. Because why? Because it works. That's why. Do they have the best tasting hamburgers? No. Not in my opinion, they don't. Are they the largest? Yes. Why? Because they have a winning culture. That's what the Revvolutionaries was doing. That's why we created this team, winning environments. We want leaders. We want people that self-reflect. We want people that are humble, that are hungry, that are going to look at their weaknesses and turn them into their strengths. That's what we want. Because everybody has it in them to do it. It depends whether or not you do it or not. That's entirely up to you. Okay? And remember this. Scripts suck. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. Scripts suck. I would never. I had a sales job years ago. This is when I worked for Discover Card. You can call it a sales job. I was a credit card collector. Yes, you didn't want to hear from me on a Saturday morning. I get it. I would get up every morning at 5 a.m. I'd go into work 6 a.m. so I can call people on the East Coast at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning just to remind him or her that they owed money on their credit card. You know how many fun conversations I had with that job? You know how bad that job sucked? I had to make 350 calls a day. And you know what I learned very quickly? Why don't I start listening to people and personalizing a message for him or her based off of what they say and they share with me, instead of arguing with them, telling them, reminding them what they already know, you owe us $200, whatever it may be, and fighting with them like some people did. I said, you know what, screw this, forget this. I'm just going to listen. I'm going to hear them out, and I'm going to personalize a message and a plan for them. Same thing applies in this. I didn't use a script. They wanted me to use a script. You know what I did? I went up to my manager. I said, no. And she's like, what do you mean no? I said, I'm not saying this. And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, if I use a script on every person, that means everybody's pretty much, you're calling them all robots. They're all the same person. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. And I was brand new. This is my second day. It's like, you're in no position to make me a deal. And I said, hear me out. And I said, if I am not in the top 10% in month 1, I will read your script. If I'm not in the top 5% in month 2, I will read your script. If I'm not your top collector in 90 days, I will read your flipping script. She said, fair enough. And she tracked me. And guess what? 2 weeks, I was in the top 5%. And I was number 1 after a month. I never used a script, ever. Why? Because I listened. I had conversations with people. I personalized the message to them. I helped them find solutions for how are they going to pay for this. I didn't use any of that stuff. People sell, not a magic phrase or two. Magic phrases don't sell everybody. They just don't. Not everyone's looking for the same thing. Go back to what we talked about before. If they're not ready for our network, fine, circle back. But find out what the flip they're looking for. find out what they're open to, and then plug them into it. The best salespeople on the planet are so damn good. Yes, I swear, I'm sorry. They're so damn good at helping people find their pain, helping people find what they want, what they need by communicating with these people and saying, all right, I've got a solution for you. Here it is. Those are your rock stars. Those are the guys that are going to be up on stage, walking around, making hundreds of thousands a year, if not millions, because they've mastered that. They've gotten so good at it, and you can get there. Practice. Again, identify those weaknesses, turn them into your strengths. Start with the invite, because that's the simplest one. That's the best one for money-making activity in this. Okay? People buy in before they subscribe. Do they not? What do I mean by that? Well, they want to be, they don't want to be sold, they want to be shown a benefit. Again, all this training, notice all these slides tie in together. People buy in before they subscribe. What the heck does that mean? It means they want to see a benefit. How does this benefit me again? I'm not this amazing salesperson. I'm not this amazing builder. Don't talk to me about building in a team of 20,000 people. That's way over my head. They're not there yet. They're not ready for this conversation. You're throwing up on them. You're overwhelming them. They're like, what the, no, forget it. You sound just like everybody else. No, show them a solution to a problem that they have. I'm paying too much for my phone. I'm paying too much for my car. I'm paying too much for my travel. I'm paying too much for this. I would like to be able to go online and save some money. I would like to earn a commission when I buy a pair of shoes. Show them a solution to a problem. Then guess what? They'll buy in, which means what? Then they'll subscribe, and people will believe before they share. If they don't believe it, how are they out there sharing it? How many of you are sharing our network right now and you haven't saved a penny on anything? Where's your belief? If you believe in the product, use it. If you believe in the discounts, use them. If you believe in the system, use it. If you believe in any of the concierge services, use them. If you believe in the mall, use it. Go get your own testimonial, become a believer, and you're going to share a lot more. It will fire you up. They buy you. Your message means absolutely nothing to them without a perceived benefit. You can be giddy like a girl. You could be like, oh, excited about the prom or whatever it may be. Oh my gosh, I just saved money on this and this and that. Okay, great. What about me? I haven't saved any money on anything yet. I'm the prospect. What about me? Well, what are you looking for? What do you need? What would you like to see? What would you like to see in a business? What would you like to see as a customer? As a customer, what would you like? What are you into? What are your hobbies? Do you travel? Do you talk on the phone? Do you do this? Do that? What would you like to see? What do you want? You need a hook. Hook them on something. We got over 100 million products in one store alone. Hook them on something. Find the hook, and the hook's going to be different for every single person. That's why I say scripts suck. I hate them. I absolutely refuse to use them. I don't use them. I think they're a crutch. You will never become the next level salesperson using a script. It won't happen. I'm just sorry. It won't happen. Questions work. Conversations work. Be real. Solutions speak louder than products. You find that hook for them, boom, you've got them. What do I pay? What do I get? Why am I paying my Shopko membership? Because of this. Why do I pay for Amazon Prime? Because of that. I'm not interested in building a business. Okay, great. You're not there yet. No problem. We'll put that on the back burner. Let's help you save some money, though. Let's help you save some money. And guess what? It's amazing because they might tell you this. I'm not interested in building. Do you know why they're saying that? Because they're not sold on it yet. They're not believers. They haven't bought in. They haven't bought in yet. So, of course, they're telling you that. 90% of the time, they may be interested in building a business, but they haven't bought in yet. You haven't gotten them there. You got to get them there. And that's how you do it. Questions, conversation, patience, instinct. I love this one, instinct. I was talking to another one of my Great guys, we talk all the time. You probably knows who he is. We were talking about the same instinct the other day. He's probably on this call, so I won't say his name. And he said, you know, we're talking to this prospect and days go by. And I'm not following up with them. And then all of a sudden he reaches out to me. Hey, where's this thing? Where's that thing? What were you saying about this? What were you saying about that? But he wasn't constantly harassing this guy. He wasn't trying to hard close him or anything. You will develop instinct over time. Instinct doesn't happen on day one. It's asking questions. It's hearing no enough times. It's a process. You will gain a sales instinct. Very good salespeople are very instinctual. What do you mean? Know who you can follow up and harass. Know who you can't. You know, there's everything. It's about, again, all this ties together. Think about what I'm talking about here today. They buy you. People buying before they subscribe. They leave before they share. You need a hook. You need a solution for them, that individual person. And when I'm talking to this person, my instinct will kick in and say, hey, Judy, okay, I know her. I've known her for 10 years. She's not going to, I can't push her too much. I got this, I got that, you know, whatever it may be. And your prospects, get to know your prospects, ask your prospects questions back and forth. When you barely meet them for the first time, ask them those same questions. What are you looking for? What would you like to see? What attracts you to our network? Why are you reaching out to me? What did you like about my ad? What was it that caught your eye? Let's talk about that. Why? Because now you're on common ground. Now you know where to take that conversation. Do your prospects feel like they have a target on their back? Let me talk about something. This one thing right here drives me crazy. The whole COVID-19 thing. When I see those ads, I want to just pull my teeth out. Losing money because of COVID-19? Here's a way to make money online. Contact me. That drives me crazy. All you're doing is saying, you know what, turn around, bastard. I'm going to put a target on your back and I'm going to shoot you right with an arrow. That's what they're seeing. That's what they're hearing. These guys are down. These guys are scared. These guys are stressed. And they're reading their friends trying to sell them an online business opportunity. Are you kidding me? Go back to perceived perception. What about reaching out to and saying, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I just heard you lost your job. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What can I do? How can I help? Whatever happened to that? Become a friend. Lose your life in the betterment of others. And then essentially what you can help these people, go help them save money on something. Don't even talk to them about being a charter member yet. These are guys you do sign up as fans because that's the situation. So you know what? Get in this thing for free. I'm not going to tell you about the business side right now. You've got so much on your mind right now. Let's not even go there. Let's help you save a little bit of money. You're stressed. Maybe I can help a little bit. I'm going to do what I can to help. They remember that. Then they're going to come to you a month later when they do have a job and they do have 50 bucks or whatever and say, oh my gosh, John, thank you so much. You saved us $100 a month. You have no idea what that meant to me. That's what the pros do. And that's what caring people do at the same time. Perceived perception means everything in sales. Everything. If they're not ready today, that's okay. That doesn't mean they won't be ready in 30 days from now, 60 days from now. What if a product rolls out that you remember the conversation you had 90 days ago with whoever, and you say, oh my gosh, I remember he was talking about this very thing. Now we have it. You know, I'm going to call him again. Let's circle back. You only need 3 people, 10 max. And then know your business on top of everything else. Solutions for everyone. Which ones for which prospects? We've exhausted that. Questions are your best friend. Steer the conversation, offer solutions. All this, the recap. 3 business partners versus 3 members. You don't know who your business partners are going to be till you ask them the right questions. Be a walking, talking product testimonial. What in the world does that mean? Save on everything you can. You should be, every time you buy a flippin' stapler, you should be buying it through us. Every time you buy clothes, you should be buying them through us. Every time you travel, you should try to find a discount through us first. Every time you buy anything, you should be a walking, talking testimonial of our network. Because what does that do to your belief and your confidence in the overall program? And what will that do when you're talking to attract your prospect? They can hear it, they can feel it, they can see it. They know if you're using the products or not, they can feel it. Become a walking, talking product testimonial. Market specific, what do they receive? Again, that's going back to pairing the product to the prospect. You've got to ask them more questions than they ask you. You want to be good at sales? Ask them more questions than they ask you. It's a conversation. Sales is a conversation and plugging them in after the conversation. Oh, okay, well, cool. Get it on the same ground, building a relationship of trust, common ground, all that matters. And they will buy from you. They will become a business partner. It may take them a little while. It may happen quickly. Who knows? Our job is just to help them see the opportunity. There's multiple ways to do it. But there's all sorts of different sales. I've taught sales for years. There's hard sales. There's soft touch. There's consultative sales. There's what I like to call pressure sales or used car sales. And there's all sorts of different. I'm more of a consultative guy myself. I had to get there. I wasn't great at it on day one. I had to learn it, you know. But what do we have? It's simple. Know your product. We're a participation marketplace. We're concierge services. We're about convenience and discounts. So that's what we are. Does that business model work? Yes. Hello, Costco. Hello, Amazon. Of course it works. Our Global Mall had another typo. I'm telling you. Typos. Typos day. You know what? But again, I don't care. You know, I had a gazillion. I was just writing this as I was going. I know how to spell global. I just whatever. But again, hey, almost 18,000 members and I have typos. Take that, typos, right? I'm human. But what I'm saying, with my imperfections, if I can build a team like that, what can you do, right? Some people will see that typo and say, oh my gosh, no way, he's got a typo. Nope, can't join him, got a typo. Doesn't know what he's doing. People literally are that negative sometimes. I'm like, seriously? That's one of those butts. You're falling down the stairs. Butt up, you fell down another stair. Right? Our medical, our security, our pharmacy, banking, all this, that's what we are. We are a participation marketplace with discounts everywhere, commissions everywhere. So how does a consumer win? How do we help the consumer see that he or she wins? All going back to the conversations. Call it, you know, the pre-op, call it whatever, the pre-game. You're getting them ready for what they're about to experience. You got to prep them. And while you're doing it, you're actually improving yourself. Now, here's another cool. Plan, and we're almost done. Plan, strategize, focus, commit. This is one thing I love. Tracking. And have a flip and plan and stick with your plan. And if it doesn't work well at first, find out, again, go back to those weaknesses. Find out why your plan isn't working. Do you need to adjust the plan? Do you need to tweak the plan? Is there something you're doing wrong within your plan on the way you're talking to people, whatever, and commit to a long-term business, for crying out loud. Not a night, I'll give it 90 days. Going back, the average company, how long? 3 to 5 years to hit maturity. You have like some kind of globe you're looking into, like how in the world do you know what the rest of the world doesn't? Right? Don't try to change the rules. Those are the facts. Have a commitment for long-term business. Are you doing it domestically? How many charter members for fans do you have? Be patient with the rollouts. Are you doing international? Are you doing online? Are you doing offline? What are you doing in your plan? Where are you getting your 3 people? There's a grab bag. There's a lot of different places to get them. Extend your overall network. Do some Facebook Lives. It's okay if you suck at first. Who cares? We all do. You know, we all do. Who cares? Again, embrace the suck. It's fine to suck. We're all going to suck when we first start anything. That's normal. Don't worry about it. Don't stress over it. If you want to get from employee to employer, entrepreneur, you're going to have to suck for a little while. I'm sorry. It sucks, right? But hey, it is what it is. That's the natural progression. Learn how to. Now let's talk about some international teams. Let me give you a strategy for international that works very, very well. When you go, and I want to say, I want to go build international. I'm going to use India as an example because that's a hot one right now. India launches here very shortly. I kind of heard some dates. I can't disclose on this call, but we're almost there. So are we putting all of our chips into that one place? Meaning, am I trying to build just a team in India and nowhere else? Have I stopped completely in the US? Have I stopped here and here? You know how many countries we're in right now? If it were me, and this is what I've done actually, and again, I've got a team that's growing like crazy, I will go out and I'll find and say, you know what, I'm going to find 1 to 2 good leaders in India by Facebook ads. And if you want to learn how to place the ads and stuff, I'm not going to go over that in this call because then it'll be like 2 hours long. Go to the file section in our groups on Facebook and go to full training PDF. Full training PDF, and you will have links on exactly how to place the ads, what types of ads to place. All of that is in that full training document. It's all in there. Files section right there. In the files section, you have the 1 hour effective invite. Become very good at inviting. Okay, this is how you extend your overall network. You use these things in the files section, number 1. Number 2, you go into each country and say, I'm going to find 1 to 2 good leaders. Why don't I want more than that? Well, A, do you speak their native tongue, their language? Are you on their same, time? Like, what is it, 9.5 hours ahead of me? Do you know their local customs? Do you know what everybody else? No, you don't. You're not going to go in there and just build this gigantic, huge team in this country and sign up 20, 30 charter members. Guess what? Now you got to service them. How are you going to do that? You plan on staying awake every morning till 4:30 a.m. and getting a half hour of sleep every night? Is that the plan? Get 1 to 2 solid. You only need 3. Get 1 to 2 solid leaders. Go in where it's exciting. Go and throw some Facebook ads out there in a new country. We just opened it. It's exciting. People want to join. Boom, they're looking for a leader. Become the leader for them. And train 1 to 2 solid people and let them build in that area for you and with you. And that's it. Cut it off after a couple. Go to the next country. Do it again. Get 1 to 2. Get 1 to 2 in the Philippines, 1 to 2 in Nigeria, 1 to 2 in South Korea or wherever. That's it. You don't have to go build because you're not going to be able to manage it anyway. There's got to be a strategy behind what you do. There's got to be a plan. That's how you build international teams. Ask Jeremy, the other guy, does he have 5,000 leaders in one country? No, not that he personally sponsored. He's got a couple. I have a couple in each place. That's how we do it. We have to manage our time. Manage your time. Learn how to build like the pros. The rollouts, I love it because, again, have the patience. Going back to the previous slides. Hey, I talked to Tom the other day, and he wasn't quite ready, but when this rolls out, that's when I'm going to get Tom. When this rolls out. And I'm going to get him using it. Why? Because if he uses it, he's going to be excited. He's going to be totally bought in. His energy is going to be high, and he's going to be able to help invite people. That's how you do it. It's got to be duplicatable, and part of the duplication process is using the flipping stuff. Go save yourself some money. Use it. Use these types of strategies. Build domestically, build internationally, build online, build offline. Do sprinkle a little bit of, and if you suck online, well, guess what? That's your weakness, right? What did Brian Tracy say? Get good at your weakness. There you go. You just identified it. You suck online. Okay, great. Embrace the suck and get better. Learn from the pros on how to do it. Start with our training, our full PDF training. Start with that. Go to YouTube, learn how to build online. Listen to Dave. He does a lot of great online trainings. All these, I've done online trainings. It's there. The information's there. Go take the time and learn it. Because we can't tell you in one training, this is how you do it. Oh, I'm a pro. No. You're going to have to fall on your face online a few times. You're going to have to fall on your face for a couple months. And here's another question you got to ask yourself. How much money am I making? I made X amount this month. I made $2 this month. Well, guess what? We've only been around a year. You're ahead of the curve. You're ahead of the curve. Why? It takes the average business 3 months to profit. I only made $20. So what? You made $20. I only made $10. So what? You made $10. It's how you perceive things. It's how you look at things. You're not going to rewrite all the history books. It's just not going to happen. You're making money. That's the point. Because most programs, because of whatever it may be, overpriced products, whatever, some of us know what the reasons are. Most people will never make money in those because the cards are stacked against them. This is different. This is unique. Why? Because a customer wins. You got to know that. You got to own it. You got to understand why we are different. What makes us unique? Okay. But in those months, okay, I made $20 last month. I made $2. Well, what went well? What didn't go so well? Was it my online? Was it my offline? Where did I fall short? Where do I need to improve? How many people did I talk to? How many people did I help? How many people had a need that I fulfilled? Track everything and add work as you grow. What do I mean by that? Add work time as you grow. Well, as your team grows, you're going to have to put a few more hours in, aren't you? You're going to have to put a little more time. That's called building a business. You dedicate a little more time. As your team grows, you dedicate a little more time. And guess what will also grow? Your income. Magic, right? Just it all kind of ties together. That's how this works. Add work time as you grow. And focus on the things you suck at and get better at them. Skill up. So if you do it, wow. And then learn how to pivot and adjust. This goes back to the but. Falling down the stairs. Don't fall down the stairs. The company did this, so I did what? Did I complain or did I pivot? Oh, they made a decision I don't really love, but how is that going to affect the overall vision? How did I respond to it? Did my response help or hurt me in my team? I've seen people, I know of people right now that in the very early stages of this had hundreds of people underneath them, and then because of a decision they made or things they said in different medias and different places, they lost almost all of them. They lost all their credibility, just like that, because they were complaining about stuff. They just lost it. All that work, all that time, lost it because he or she could not control their emotions, whatever it may be. I don't know. They just went off, and guess what? They lost their team. It's how you respond. Because guess what? Changes will be made. Enhancements will happen. Things will change. You have to, if you want to be an entrepreneur, learn to adjust. Learn to pivot. It's part of the life of an entrepreneur. You have to learn to pivot. Personal growth only comes through patience and change. That's it. There's no shortcuts. There's no other way. One thing about me, I'm not a BSer. I'm a straight shooter. I tell it how it is because that's the only way. I'm not going to lie to people to get them to sign up for something or to buy into something. No, I'm a straight shooter. If you want to be successful, you've got to learn to pivot. You got to embrace the suck, and you got to be willing to change. You have to. It's par for the course. So here's a golden question. And this answer will always begin and end with you. What are you doing? Another typo. Man, I'm on one today. To achieve happiness. What are you doing? What are you doing to achieve happiness? Yes, I know there should be an I there. I'm sure I'll get some emails. Forget about what anyone else does. It does not matter. Only you can control what you do. Nobody else. It doesn't matter. If somebody makes a decision you don't like, tough, fine. Are you building your legacy build, your company, or are you not? And are you finding happiness or are you not? That's 100% entirely up to you. Wrapping it up here. Team, file section, edification, three-way calls, money-making activities. Man, another one. Sheesh. Should have read this one more time this morning. Okay. Full PDF training, social media, the effective invite, money-making activities. All of this stuff is here for you. So in the file section, again, go to the full PDF training to learn all the social media stuff. We have a lot of training on this stuff. But again, whether you're doing social media, whether you're doing online, offline, people you know, people you don't know, the conversation still needs to be conversations. You still need to ask the questions. You need to know who you're talking to because you need to know where to plug them in. Because you plug them into the wrong place. Let's give you an analogy. I love football. I'm not going to put a quarterback out there to play linebacker. May not be a good fit. How long is he going to last at linebacker? Okay, I'm not going to put a linebacker at quarterback. It's not a good fit. I have to know who I'm working with, who I'm dealing with, so it's the proper fit. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And you know what's going to happen? You'll sign a couple of people up and your team won't move. It'll be dead standstill. Nada, nothing. That's what will happen. You've got to identify. All of us need to find a couple decent leaders. Yes, and we can, but we got to become decent leaders to find them, to attract them. Because they're not going to want to work with us if we're not ready. And we're okay. As an upline, whoever signed you up should be willing to do three-way calls. I'm willing to do three. I've offered many. If I personally sponsored you and you need a three-way call, contact me. We'll get on a three-way call with whoever you want to put me on the phone with. I've done a lot of them. Okay. Whoever signed you up, get them, use them. Get on a three-way call. Perfect the invite. Get them to the money-making activities. Watch it in the file section. Watch the art of the invite, the effective invite, whatever I called it. Watch it. Watch it 10 times if you need to. Okay. Also, timing. A yes will come once it makes sense to them. Let's say that one more time. A yes will come once it makes sense to them. Again, going back. These conversations are so important. You should be having conversations with people all the time because then you'll get better at it. These questions, the golden questions. What do you want? What are you looking for? What would you like to see? How would, what in here may benefit you? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Whatever. Just have these conversations. No can easily mean yes later. Easily. It happens all the time. Maybe does mean yes later. And yes is just step one. Okay, yes, I want to do this. Okay, now train them, plug them in to everything you need to do. Help them become successful. It all ties together, right? It all fits. So with that, everybody, I want to thank everybody for coming out this morning, this afternoon, or whatever. And I appreciate your time, everybody. I hope this was beneficial for you because honestly, I'm telling you, if you do this stuff and you listen to it and you apply it and you help it go down line, help it resonate with your team, you will grow a large, this is what I do. This is how I grow large organizations. This is what I am doing. I'm sharing everything with you that I do. You will have a large organization if you do this. And it may take a little while. And guess what? It's okay if it takes you a little while. It doesn't make you bad. It's an opportunity to get better and it will come. And as this matures, let me ask everybody this question and I'll end it. Will our network be easier to build when the bank rolls out? I think we can all say, yes, it will. Will it be easier to build when discounted banking products on top of that rolls out? Yes, it will. Will it be easier when some of the health stuff rolls out? Yes, it will. But does that mean I'm not going to build now? No, it doesn't. Because I'm going to identify those people who need the stuff we have now, plug them into it, and now guess what? I have a larger base of people to work with when the other things do roll out. Right? Use what we have, plug them into what we have based off of your conversations, then build on it, and guess what happens? Your team grows 100 times faster. I would rather my team grow 10 times faster with 18,000 people than 10 times faster with 5 people when the bank rolls out. Wouldn't you? Could we all agree on that? Because that's what I would rather do. So anyway, everybody, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you soon. We'll see you next time. Bye.